everybody. This is Terry Atwater with the Southern Divas of Houston. We are so excited about shooting the show today. I have my great co-host here. I have Ursula, and I also have Kimberly here. I have two special guests here today as well. We have Destiny and Jasmine here, and so we have a great show for you today. We are just enjoying the location shoot that we're doing here as well at the restaurant. And so usually I'd like to first of all introduce my guests so they can let me know a little bit about what they do and what projects that they're working on. So I'm going to start with Kimberly. Hi Kimberly, it's good to see you. Tell me what you've been up to. I've been checking you out on Facebook. What was your last project that you just completed?
Oh, well, right now I'm working on a stage play.
Okay.
It's called Final Hours of a Dead Church.
Okay.
It's going to be really, really good. I'm going to show it here in Houston, January the 14th.
Okay.
So go to my link tree. All of my information is on there. But it's a really good church. It's spiritual, but it's a comedy.
Okay.
So, and it's for everybody.
Okay, great.
As far as acting, I've had a couple of movie premieres recently.
Okay.
I was in a Western.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we premiered that and we screened it a week here in Houston. So we're going to travel around other cities now.
Okay. Wonderful.
In Mahogany, that was a premiere a couple of months ago.
Okay.
But we're going to start streaming that in July.
Okay, wonderful. We'll be looking forward to seeing that. Also, Ursula, good to see you. Hi, Kim. Girl, what have you been doing? What have you been up to lately?
Well, I've done two features as well.
Okay.
So in one, I portrayed a doctor and the other a psychiatrist. So that was a lot of fun to be a professional.
Okay.
And I mentioned it the last time we filmed last season that I started an insurance agency. So I'm building that, and it's going really well. I'm excited. So you can check out some of the things I've been working on my website, alistcloset.com.
Okay, good. Good to hear that. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Jasmine, tell me a little bit of what you're doing. This is my special guest here, Jasmine. What projects are you working on? And what have you worked on in the past?
Okay, yes, thank you for asking. So I'm currently enrolled at Page Park Center of Modeling and Acting. So I am going to be in 2 movies, trying to get into the movie world as well. And I've also done a lot of pageants, and I'm just looking forward to what 2023 has to offer. I'm really excited.
Fantastic. And also my other special guest here. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
My name is Destiny. I'm trying to just give as many opportunities as possible, get exposure.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm wanting to start acting as well.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so, and have you did any modeling?
Recently?
Or in the past?
Yes, in the past I've done a good amount of photo shoots. And just recently I just did a little Christmas photo shoot.
That is great.
They came out great. Yeah, so like I'm really getting the hang of being in front of the camera. I'm really enjoying it. So that's what's most important. That's to see that.
When we get together, you know, we always have small talk, and we pretty much have a little topic that we're going to discuss. And the first thing I do want to talk about, the first topic is going to be how to keep a man. So I am just going to ask the first questions for Kimberly, and you guys feel free to jump in. Do you feel like, depending on the type of man, if he's high profile, do you feel like women try to trap a man sometimes? How do you feel about that question?
Yes, girl. Well, I would never do that. But I've heard that some women do. They try to, especially like the athletes, or, you know, just like you said, high profile. And that never works. You know, to have a baby and use a child as a meal ticket, That is unbelievable to me.
Okay.
Some people do that. And I do not see that working out well.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that would not work.
Okay, what about you, Ursula? Do you feel like it's a good idea to try to trap the man? Or do you feel like women do that sometimes?
Well, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but there are women who are on the come up, and they do come up. Yeah, so Drake has, he's just an example. He's just one of many, like, athletes, rappers, musicians who, women see them, and some women are attracted to fame and power and the money. And sometimes having a baby is a way to, come up and they secure a bag that way.
Okay.
And, but what's funny about that? Some men, if you're an attractive woman, they call it, I will knock her up real quick and to control a woman. Sometimes it works the other way. She thinks she has something going on for her. And maybe she has the money or she's very pretty. I remember someone I went to school with was like, Halle Berry, she's still very beautiful, but it was at the height of her career. And
Right.
like, I was like, she wouldn't be interested in you. He was like, you don't know that. I'd knock her up real quick and put a couple babies in her hand. Because some men think that way. Like, to control you, they'll knock you up. So I think it works both ways.
Okay, so Jasmine, what do you feel about that scenario with what women may be capable of doing?
I definitely believe that they are capable of it because I think about Basketball Wives, all those ladies on there, and specifically Evelyn Lozada comes to mind. She had very humble beginnings, but she always goes for the football players and the basketball players, and now she has a child, and she's going to be good forever. And baseball players make the most of it. So I do believe that women do that to get out of certain situations. Absolutely.
Okay, Destiny, what are your thoughts? Do you feel like it's all about to come up with women?
I don't think it's all about the come up. I also think, like what Jasmine said, they do it to get in certain situations. It's not always with bad intentions. But yeah, some people do it strictly for the come up. Just to make sure they're set for life. So,
Okay. All right. So, but a lot of times men can kind of see through that.
Yes.
But at the same time, what you were saying, depending on the woman, if they want to try to trap her as well, they'll go along with it as well. Now the next thing in terms of how to keep a man is, do you feel like it's a good thing to give men free reign? And I'm going to start with Ursula in terms of free reign, giving them their freedom, letting them do what they need to do. What do you feel about that situation?
I'm not into giving anything. Free reign is too much. That's too much. But I think it's important being secure in oneself. I mean, men are attracted to confidence, and if you're secure, but I always say, how you treat a person determines how secure they are.
Yes.
If he's not giving you a reason to be insecure, like I've dated someone who I remember. He was in the other room and his phone rang. And it's just me personally, I'm protective of my own phone. Like I'm sitting here with ladies and my phone is upside down. I don't know why I do that. I just don't. But maybe it's me. But he was in the other room and his phone rang, and I'm not one of those who's a snooper. I heard if you look for something, you find it. I just don't look. So the phone rang, and I was like, your phone, and I noticed it was still, he didn't come, and I was like, your phone is ringing, and he was like, answer it. I was like, okay, that's what I was like. Check my car. Look, my guy friend was like, he probably got another phone. I was like, but I just don't believe in there's a saying, hall pass. I give my man a hall pass. He could cheat once. I've heard that before. What do you think? Would you give your man a hall pass? Because I just couldn't do it. I'm not into open relationships. I'm not into giving somebody a hall pass. He could cheat once. Men or maybe if I don't see myself giving someone a hall pass to cheat on me because it just opens the door to so many other things. So.
How do you feel about that? About giving them free reign?
Free reign. I feel like for a successful relationship, there needs to be some boundaries. That's true.
Because and boundaries that need to be set early on, because they might do something to offend you, but they didn't even realize that would offend you. So if you bring things up like that, early in the relationship, then he'll know what to expect, and he'll know what he can and cannot do, to offend you. But you shouldn't be a man's babysitter, And I feel like men need their freedom. They need the guy time. They need to, and you have to be able to trust, the man that you're with. Just like if you're always checking their phone and checking behind them and trying to see what they're doing, exactly.
After you got them, they're gonna make
You're taking time away from your own peace doing that. You're taking time away from your own peace. If you have to do all that, that relationship is not working.
And Jasmine, what do you feel about the free reign for a man? For your man?
For my man? I mean, I was watching Steve Harvey the other day, and he did say that all men can change and all men will change, but they'll only do it for that one woman that they really care about. Yeah, that's what he did say. So I definitely agree with that. They will do it for that one. If she's like, okay, you need to be home at 9, they'll do it, but it has to be that woman that they really love, because most men, from what I know, what I've seen, they do not like to be controlled. So that's definitely one thing I would say. They will compromise.
About a man free reign.
I think you should let people do what they want to do. To see where their heart is really at. You shouldn't have to be overly controlling, because if you have to do that, then y'all don't have trust. And that's not a relationship that you have to be in. That's true. So I think you should have boundaries for sure, but definitely let people do what they want to do, and everything comes out in time.
But my thing is, I give them enough rope to let them hang themselves.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. So, do you need to have something in common with the man? Whether he likes to play basketball, look at football, whether he likes tennis, he might like going out dancing. Do you think that's important? I'll start with Kimberly.
Well, I think that it's very important for you to do things together that they like doing. And you might not be into sports, but you find a way to maybe, while the game is on, fix some nice food, sit down and watch it with them. Even if you're really not into the sport, just spending that time with him make a difference, And I'm sure, they appreciate that. Unless they want to hang with the guys, then give them loose place to do that too. But to have something in common, I think, would be great. But they also say that opposites attract now.
I was going to say that too.
So it just depends on the relationship.
And Ursula, what do you think? Do you think it's important to have something in common to keep your man? Because this is about keeping your man.
It's to keep your man.
Yes.
Well, opposites do attract, and that can be really fun. I think in being opposites, maybe you're introducing the other person to something that they haven't done before, and that keeps it spicy. If they're open-minded, it's important to be open-minded. I consider myself open-minded, so I think it's important to have things in common. I happen to like sports, but even some men don't like sports like that, or they like maybe not the kind of sport that you like, but I think even if, he likes to ride motorcycles, it may not be your thing to be outdoors, which is not really mine, but, every now and then, somebody asked me, well, let's, cruise down the Gallops, and I was like, do you know how far that is? But, maybe compromise.
I've done it.
Yes, and so he asked, going with I think it was couples going, and he was like, I want to go. It's not my thing, but maybe compromise to go somewhere, maybe a Sunday drive closer that's not too far away. But I think, allowing each person to have their own friendships. There's girl time, ladies night out. The fellas have their own time out in the man cave. But one of the things I really found that I like, I've met men who see me as their friend, when a guy sees you as their friend. And so it's like, if I remember this guy I was dating, he called me, he was like, he knew I like MMA fighting. So he was like, like a big fight. I do, right? He called me, he was like, a big fight is going on. You want to go to like, I don't know, Buffalo Wild Wings or something to catch the fight. And I was like, the fact that, he thought of me instead of maybe his other guy friends, I think it's good when you have something in common that they call you first. They consider you a friend. It's not just
to hang out with.
Right. Right. I think it's important to be friends and
Yeah.
see each other. Because when you have an argument and you have time apart, you miss your friend.
Yeah.
Right. You miss your
Right.
friend. So
Right.
yeah, it's important to have things in common.
And I know that to have things in common and in terms of nurturing the friendship, that particular person usually ends up being your best friend because you're hanging out with them, and it's important to have something in common. Although, let me get your take on it, Jasmine, in terms of do you feel like you should have something in common to keep your man?
I would say it can kind of go both ways. So, like, some of my relationships, we didn't have anything in common, but like Kimberly mentioned, just if he's watching the game, I'll go lay next to him and watch the game with him just to kind of show him, okay, I am trying to get a little interested in it, be supportive or whatever. So I think it does help a little bit, but I don't think it's like a deal breaker for a man if you don't have anything in common with him. Because we have our thing and they have their thing, but if you just support them,
Come together.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's doing. So.
absolutely.
What do you
So-
think, Bethany?
I think that it's good to have at least one common thing, but I think it's also good to have different interests. So that way y'all can come back like after the day and be like, okay, I did this and I did this, and y'all can kind of show each other different things.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about support.
Okay, so I think, and I feel I agree with you guys in terms of having something in common because, say for instance, the motorcycle thing. A lot of times it depends on the particular guy that you're dating. Roughneck kind of guy, or somebody that likes to like horses, or somebody like motorcycle riding. To me, it intensifies the relationship to connect with that person. Because that's the key in terms of bonding. You have to bond with your man in order to keep him. So if you're able to bond and connect, I think it makes the relationship that much more long-lasting. And so I know a lot of times, even if you don't feel like it, my husband he has a motorcycle. And I happen to like ride motorcycles as well. Yes. And so, we would get on and ride to Galveston, ride out to Kemah, and it's just an experiment where you're dealing with a free-spirited kind of relationship. And I'm free-spirited, that person is free-spirited, and so when you're out on the road, you feel so free when you're on the motorcycle. So it helps with bonding in terms of becoming your best friend. That person becoming your best friend in the relationship. So ladies and also men, we want you to keep that in mind. So now what we're going to do, we are going to come back, and we're going to come back with a different topic this time.
That was good.